Hi guys, welcome to What It Flipping Takes. I'm Jacka St. John, the host, and I have two special guests today. These guys have What It Flipping Takes. So I've got Stephen Pressure.
Steven Pressure.
Steven.
No worries, no worries. I'm Steven Pressure. I work for Valor Lending Group. I'm the vice president.
And he specializes in financing and hard money. So we are going to learn a lot about what it takes with the hard money and why these investors actually use hard money. And then we have Zabi Sahil with Creative Haas with a K. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's. I think you guys might know me by now.
Yeah,
So.
this guy has blown up Facebook and social media with the storm. So he definitely knows how to get on the camera. And he specializes in staging and what it takes to really get a house sold. So excited to have you guys on. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So starting with you.
Yes.
What is your background? Why are you in San Diego? How did you get here? How did you start this business?
Well, I'll try and keep it short. I've been all over the country. I lived in Michigan, Illinois, Florida, Colorado, basically everywhere. I was in the military first. I started there. I went 4 years there, and then met my wife, and we hightailed it over to Washington. And when we went over to Washington, we stayed there for 4 years, and that's where I actually started in the industry. I got my 2-year degree in business, and I didn't know really where to go from there. So I took a temp job at USDA and started working for USDA Rural Development. When I was there, I was doing loan processing there and whatnot, and started really getting into it and kind of enjoying it. So I did that for, I don't know, about I'd say about 6 months or so. And then decided to go over to the private sector and join a broker. I joined Clift Mortgage over there in Washington and started doing my conventional loans here and there. Did that for a year, and then the president of Valor Lending Group, Darren Carlin, decided that he needed me down here to help expand the company.
And that's a horrible move from Washington to San Diego.
Washington, it was beautiful. We loved it. It was up in the mountains. We were out in the sticks area.
Yeah.
You know, I hunt and fish and
nice.
enjoy that.
Yeah. You miss it?
Yeah. It's probably where we'll end up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it up there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we moved down here and started working for Valor Lending Group moved down here with our son. It was a big move. Just me and my sister cruising in a U-Haul all the way down from Washington, going over the mountain passes and terrifying drops and snowy roads, but we made it. And so we got down here and moved into Little Italy and started working. And I've been doing this with Valor Lending for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice, and that's downtown.
And that's downtown, Petco Park, Diamond View Tower. We're on the 10th floor. We catch most of the Padres games, events, and so on and so forth.
I got to
off our balcony.
preview your office, and that was pretty nice.
It's cool.
Definitely a good spot to go watch games at, or concerts. You can totally go to the concerts and watch those for free.
Yeah, we caught the monster truck rally that was out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I get stuck. I get complacent because I start staring out my views out my window in my office. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I got stuff to do.
Yeah, that must
get back
be
to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good spot. Give me a holler. You're more than welcome to come up and join us for any of our events or shows and.
Well, you guys heard that, the invite.
Yeah, it's out there.
Now I really wanted to get into the hard money with you because it's crazy that I used to think that all these investors used cash. They all had money. They were flipping homes, making a lot of money, and even the largest investors that I've worked with that have millions of dollars in the bank, I find out that they're using hard money. I'm going, what the heck? Like, why would you use hard money versus just your cash?
And when they come in for the purchase, it looks like cash, right? On the
and
contract.
Essentially it's when you're qualified and you can leverage that out. I mean, it is cash.
Exactly. Essentially, it is same as cash.
So the word hard money.
Yeah.
Is it hard to get? Like, why is it hard? Like, what's so hard about it?
It is impossible to get.
Yeah.
No, hard money is just because it's same as cash. It's hard cash that can be used.
Got it.
Right, and it's easy to get. Typically, what we can do in California is we can do no appraisal, no contingencies, and close in 7 to 10 days. So it makes it easier for investors to acquire properties and leverage the properties. So instead of going in with a cash offer, so say you have $100,000 and you put $100,000 into a $100,000 purchase, and say in a year you're going to have a 5% gain on your investment. Well, that's your rate of return, right? So you do that, you get 5%. Now you gain $5,000 by the end of the year. If you take that same $100,000 and put that as a down payment into a $5,000 property, well, now on a 5% return, you're looking at $25,000. So now you just gained $20,000 in your return because you leveraged your money rather than going all cash. And you can also use that money to buy multiple properties and do the same thing, multiplied. So 5 times the return is much better than going cash poor and putting it all into one property.
And I mean, there's investors like buy and hold investors that use this as well, right? So it's not just like the flipping companies or the rehabbers. There's buy and hold and what they refi out of that hard money afterwards?
Yeah, essentially what we would do is we would put them into the hard money while we're going through the 7 to 10 days to get the hard money done. We would still be gathering up their information that's needed for the refinance, either through an investor cash flow program or through an investor bank statement program or some sort of long-term financing that they can utilize on their investment property. And so for the investor cash flow, you're no tax returns, no W-2s, no income whatsoever. The property itself actually services its own debt. So if your payment of the loan is the same or more of your rent, either market rents or if you have a lease, either one, we can debt service that to show 100% coverage, and we can finance on that type of transaction without the tax returns or any income.
It sounds more like easy money than hard money.
It really
I was
is.
going to say the same.
Even though it's hard, like I get the hard
transaction,
actual cash, but yeah, I mean, I think that just in general, hard money has always sounded so bad. Like it had this stigma about it that you can't get a regular loan, so you're going to get like a hard money loan. Like who finances these types of, I mean, is it regular banking institutions or is it personal? Or
there is some institutional money out there. Those tend to come with prepayment penalties. So we'd have a hard time getting out of that loan right away because they want their returns on the interest, right? So that would be under the institutional. It's usually, I don't know, about 36 months maybe. So 3 years. And then we have the private investors on the private sector who are using other people's money in the pool, and those investors typically have no prepayment penalties, and they're getting theirs on the initial draws of the purchase. So no prepayment penalty, no appraisal needed, close in 7 to 10 days, and it's hard money. It's hard.
So most people think like, okay, hard money, oh my God, it's like a loan shark in a way. Like how much is that interest rate going to be? Is it going to be 15%, 18%? Where are the standard rates for like low risk and high risk? What's the range that you guys provide?
Well, the best would be about 8.9%. We'd probably be able to get in there. Now, it depends on the program though, because if you are okay with the prepayment penalty and you want to put a little bit more down, then we can get a lower interest rate. Or if you just want to leverage more or less and put more down, say 50%, well, it's based on that and the quality of the property. So if it's in San Diego, downtown San Diego, you're putting 50% down on that, you're going to have a much better rate than if you were to put, the minimum down of 25%.
So what are the pros and cons to using this type of financing? I mean, is there, I mean, with people looking into hard money or even realtors, they get an offer and it will say cash, but then they find out there's hard money. I mean, do you guys talk to the realtors, say, hey, that we've already qualified this person, they have a line of credit, or how do you make them feel comfortable with?
Well, we've done so many of these. Our track record says it all. You can check our testimonials on the website. So we like to share those and initially and kind of just be like, look, we've done a number of these finances. Yes, we've already vetted. Yes, we've already talked to the lender. Yes, the lender's already put the funds on the sidelines and we're ready to go. We have already acquired the documentation we need to show the proof of the assets and so on and so forth. I won't go into detail on everything because it'll take more than a half hour. But yeah, so we already have the money on the sidelines, and we literally are same as cash, and we are ready to get loan docs out within those few days that we need to just to finish the job.
Yeah.
So it really is easy, and it's easy to let the real estate agent know that yes, the money's on the sideline because we have the confidence in our financing, and we know the money is there, and we know that it's going to fund.
So as a realtor point of view, when I'm looking at, knowing that an investor has maybe an offer on one of my properties, like I try to vet out, like, okay, what's going on, what kind of cash, proof of funds, I'm looking at who he's using for hard money, because there are those nightmare deals.
Oh, yeah.
There are the ones where, the investor drags their feet, they're trying to obtain financing, you don't know if, there's just so many moving parts that, it's hard for some realtors to trust the hard money.
Yeah.
And I think hard money, I mean, there's always the good and the bad with companies, different companies. You've got the one that kind of is like, where are you borrowing this money from?
Exactly. Exactly. And the great thing is for us at least, we vet all. We don't go to Scotsman's Guide, which is how you would find a hard money lender, right? If you're in the industry, to find our hard money lenders. We've been working with them for years. And we know the experience that we're going to get. So when we do have an investor come in and say, hey, I want to purchase this property, I'm going to fix and flip it, or I'm going to buy and hold it, but I need to compete with the cash offers. We say, okay, well, let's see the situation. Where's your liquidity at? What's your real estate history, and so on and so forth. So basically, we just make sure that we have them set up for the best lender for their situation. So if they're doing fix and flip, we talk to our fix and flip lenders. If they want to, if they say they want to finance the rehab budget, we can have situations where we can finance 100% of the rehab budget.
Wow.
And just a little bit down. And then if you don't want to finance the rehab budget, well then, we just go with the straight hard money acquisition, and the closing time is generally the same. So. The biggest difference between those two is you need to provide a rehab schedule if you're doing a fix and flip lender. And usually it's on a draw. And what I would like to do if, say, we don't have a savvy investor, we have a beginner who this is their first flip, we can still do that. The rates are a little bit higher for the first flippers, obviously, because there's a lot more risk.
And there's some hard money lenders that actually do an equity split with these guys too, which...
Yeah.
Do you guys do that, or do you?
We can. Yes, we can do that.
I mean, you make a lot more money, but at the same time, I don't think investors like that so much.
Yeah, they'll definitely do that if the property warrants it.
Yeah.
If they see that there's going to be a great return on it. Then
so you guys could get creative.
Yeah,
you can kind of
that's
work
what
with.
we do. We are a niche lender.
Yeah.
So we can get creative with nearly any situation as long as it makes sense.
Right.
If you have a savvy investor that has no financing on a property and wants to purchase a property, we can do 100% cross collateralization using the one property and put a percentage on there, and then we can put another percentage on the purchase property and finance, no cash to close. You keep all your cash in hand, and then as soon as you fix it up with the cash that you would have used for your down payment or for your 100% purchase, you now have in hand, do your rehab, sell it, and you don't have to worry about your second position over here getting in the way of that. It all satisfies itself in the end.
And so I was talking to you before, but you also you like help save some deals too, and you close maybe escrows that are falling out, like problem escrows, problem financing. For some reason, something happened. Their underwriting department is now red flagging this file.
Yes.
I'm a realtor. I need to bring this and
close
it.
You're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen?
So you guys are specialized in saving deals as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. We've had a number of situations where they contact us, our realtor referral partners contacts say, hey, they said they had verification of funds. They said they had a lender. There's an issue with the title, or there's an issue with their credit. They didn't have seasoned foreclosure or bankruptcy or something that was missed. And now we're 15 days into escrow, and we have to close in 15 days. It's, all right, calm down, no problem. As long as they have the amount down, we still don't need an appraisal. We can take the appraisal, don't have to transfer it. We can get it done, and then immediately refi them into the long-term financing. Sometimes even before they even make one payment. So the only thing they're paying for essentially is the closing costs, and then they're taken out immediately after because of our process. Because we're used to doing it with our investors with the investment properties, we're able to still collect the new information that we need and find a home for them before we start the hard money process, because you have to have an exit strategy. So as soon as we close that one, we immediately start on the next one and get them refinanced before before they even make a payment. Maybe one payment or two.
Right.
But that's still more than they were going to get if they would have lost the property.
And I mean, for some buyers, it completely makes sense because this is their dream home. They, you know, they're ready to move into this house. They took a year to find it, you know, and the realtor worked a year to find them out. And then something happens. I mean, I've had stuff where it's like child support popped up or some like random stuff popped up, and I'm going, oh my gosh, you know.
There's an alimony in there somewhere. That
3 days before closing, I decided to buy a new car.
I know.
Well done. Good job.
I know. It's like, really? I have stories about that. I know. I have plenty of stories about people maxing out their credit card and buying furniture for the house that they're moving into. So it's just,
like,
it's
hey,
funny.
I want to buy my daughter this car. It's like, wait a minute.
You know what's nice is you can keep the furniture
are you
in
just
my staging for that house.
I'll sell it to you. Yeah, you could finance that in.
There you go.
Finance the staged home. But yeah, awesome. Well, I mean, it's great to have you as a backup or just to have you in our pocket too, because I mean, just for investors or loan to do these flips or for
and we essentially have nearly every loan in the book. We have 100 different lenders, thousands of different loan programs that we can work. We can be very creative or we can be conventional. You know, we have the best conventional lenders in the industry as well with the lowest rates. VA financing, we're big on VA financing as well. You know, we have 5% of our proceeds go to a local veteran charity on all of our VA financing. We love our veterans. Being a veteran myself and 3 other officers in the, including the president in the business that are all veterans. So we definitely.
So do you specialize in all? I mean, do you do all that, or do you have different departments where people specialize in different types of loans?
So we have about 15 loan officers.
Okay.
And they all kind of have their own little specialty that they work with. I tend to focus on stated income. Yes, it's back. No, it's not as scary as it used to be. And the fix and flip and hard money. Those are kind of the things that I try and focus on because they walk hand in hand.
Are the adjustables back?
Adjustable rates?
Yeah, like are they more
5
popular
ones,
again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
they are more popular.
Okay.
You'll get a few people who want to get the 30-year fix, but who stays in a mortgage more than 5 to 7 years without refinancing? So you get a better rate with the 5 to 7/1 ARMs. So why not go with 5 to 7/1 ARMs? Now, I wouldn't recommend that for the first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
But if someone has bought before and they know that they're going to refinance to either cash out or, you know, just to try and get a rate and term, it makes more sense to go with the ARM products.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, stated income, bank statements, CPA letters, P&Ls, stuff like that. There's more leverage on those products. They're not as 100% financing.
Right.
All you have to do is be able to blink.
Right.
You know, no, it's not like that anymore. You actually have to have skin in the game, so you have to have cash down, you know, as little as 10%. But the credit scores have to be in the high 6s to
the
7s.
traditional
qualifications. And they follow TILA RESPA guidelines as well. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So Zabi.
It's Steven, what are you talking